Well, set to drop the puck on the NHL season. Let's talk some hockey. Let's talk some Arizona Coyotes with Xavier Gutierrez, the team president. Very busy man right now, but just to get to hockey season, you have the first game coming up. How excited are you just to have your first game here?
Oh, it's an exciting time of year. You know, this is going to be a great team. This is going to be a young, hungry, electric team. We have great young talent. You've talked to Bill Armstrong, our general manager. He's always the one who kind of tempers the expectations, but we expect this team to really play meaningful games. And for us as an organization, this is what we do in terms of all the buildup, all the things that we're working on, all the outreach in the community, all the engagement with our community partners is really about showing them what a great experience it is. And we're excited for year two of Mullet Magic.
Yeah, so year one, obviously, there was some magic there. In the arena, everywhere I go, people are like, what's the deal with the Coyotes Arena? What's the deal with the Coyotes Arena? What can you tell us about what the deal is with the Coyotes Arena right now?
Sure. Well, we start with always saying we're committed to being here. You know, Alex Morello, the owner of the team, made it very clear when he acquired the team in August of 19, saying this is a hockey town. And it's up to us as an organization to settle this issue on a permanent basis. Obviously, we were very disappointed because we had proposed the first privately funded sports and entertainment district in the history of Arizona. No taxpayer dollars, no taxpayer guarantee, and unfortunately the voters of Tempe just chose to not go in that direction, and we quickly turned the page. I've been public in saying that we're looking at multiple sites, all in the East Valley, all with the still vision of doing an entire sports and entertainment district. We're going to pay for it. We're going to build an architectural landmark. And as far as, news, we've committed to the Commissioner Bettman, and to the NHL that we'll resolve this and have a viable option sometime in the first quarter, call it the mid-season of this upcoming year. And there's multiple options for us. We've said we want to move forward with something that doesn't have a public referendum vote. But that timeline is then, pushed us to look at multiple sites. We feel very confident that there's going to be something that comes out very soon, very public, and very exciting.
How do you kind of whittle down all of those different sites? As I'm trying to play investigative reporter here to figure this thing out.
Well, I only get asked about this about 11 times a day. So listen, for us, it starts with saying, what is the best thing for our fans in waiting, and for our partners? And we really believe that the East Valley is the location for a business like ours. We've seen it with us being in Tempe, just being part of this massive, population center, corporate center, easy access on transportation up and down the East Valley. So when we look at everything from the North Scottsdale to the Phoenix to, Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler corridor right there, we know that that's the location that we really should be in. How do we whittle it down? We look at, what is best in terms of getting to a finish line, what's best in terms of avoiding a public referendum vote, and what's best in terms of really making sure that we're able to build this entire vision that Alex Morello has had in terms of a live, work, play, best-in-class, transformative project that he's willing to put up now over $3 billion to make happen.
Wow, and it's, I think Coyote fans are going to be relieved to hear you say that you have committed to the Commissioner to stay here in the Valley of the Sun, because people see what's happening in San Diego, and they're thinking, okay, will they stay? How long could you stay at Mullet? I mean, the Magic's been great.
Sure.
How long do you would ideally like to stay at Mullet Arena?
Well, when we were looking at the Tempe project, obviously we had a year's worth of remediation, built into the timeline. And so we're within that year, and everything that we're looking at really will help avoid doing any of that type of remediation. This is, for the most part, really raw land options that we're really looking at. And so we're still very much on the same timeline that we were when we were looking at Tempe. If you ask the Commissioner, he'll say as least amount of time as possible, we're going to stay in Mullet. And I get it. Listen, we've never been shy about saying it is a temporary solution. We understand that it's intimate and it's exciting, and it's been great for our fans and even for our players. 8th best home record in the league last year, but it's temporary. And what we really want is something that's permanent, that is at that NHL standard size, that will be part of an entire district where people can live, can work, can play. So we understand that the desire is to try to do it as quickly as possible. No one wants that more than we do, because we really want to finally settle this issue and really get on to the other aspects of building a best-in-class organization.
And you locked up Bill Armstrong in the offseason. What did it mean to have him, extend him and have him, putting together the team here long term?
Well, I really tip my hat to Alex again, Alex Morello, who said, I want to avoid having any questions about our commitment to bringing a cup to the Valley. Part of that is really building a foundation that's stable and that's consistent and that's constant. And not only did we extend Bill, but obviously also Bear, Andre Turini, and his entire coaching staff. Multi-year extensions across the board to say, listen, we believe in what we're building here. We believe in the foundation that we're building, that is a foundation to create a sustainable winner, not just kind of peaks and valleys. And part of that is really what's been happening at the front office with Bill, with the scouting department that he's been able to put together, the player development and player performance staff that he's been able to put together. So it's really the overall picture that's come together in hockey. I think that fans across the NHL really see that we've built something very special here, and really Alex Morello wanted to continue that and ensure that there were no questions about our commitment to continue to move forward along this strategic plan that we had to build this long-term sustainable foundation of a winner.
What do you feel like the team was able to glean out of the trip to Australia? Did you come back with anything? Did you get to go down there?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're working on this little media deal that got announced. Local broadcast partner announcement that we made, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to go. I really was bummed, and the guys at the LA Kings gave me a hard time because they ended up having to do all the dinners and the shaking hands and interviews.
That's tough. Yeah.
So, but what I saw, and I've spent quite a bit of time with the players since they came back, is it really helped them bond in a much faster, accelerated timeline. What you're talking about is really building that chemistry, that brotherhood that will get you through, those road trips, and will get you through those tough times in the third period where you really have to come together. It's those intangibles that we've seen this team really come together over the last several years. And I really tip my hat again as well to Bear for building that culture of cohesion, that culture of one team, one voice, one goal. And I think that trip just continued that ethos that he's built and continues this winning culture. And, we had some great new free agents that came in that I think that trip helped give them that platform and voice to continue to help assist our young players that are developing.
All right, and speaking of culture, Hispanic Heritage Month, is coming up. What are your plans for that? How do you hope to kind of give voice to your story and celebrate that with the Coyotes organization? Sure.
Well, I'm very honored to be the only Latino CEO in all professional sports, working alongside the only Latino owner in NHL history. And for us, this is not only personal, but it's a business imperative. When you think about 43% of Maricopa County being Latino, 3 out of every 5 kids from the age of 8 to 13 where fandom is really created being Latino, for us, it is imperative to extend our hand, to open our doors, to say to this community, it might be a non-traditional sport that hasn't been part of your athletic journey, but we welcome you, we extend our hand to you. I was very proud that we announced actually the largest street hockey sponsorship in the history of the NHL. When I say that, and I say it's in Arizona, I said, well, but of course, this is exactly where it should be, and it's with our great partners at Equality Health. And the reason it's so special is they specifically wanted to outreach to the Latino community, to the lower income neighborhoods, to Title I schools, and utilizing our platform and our voice to do that. So, we do quite a bit for Hispanic Heritage Month, everything from celebrating small businesses to obviously a lot of the cultural outreach. We just had a sip and paint at Chico, which is an art gallery that really focuses on Latino art and artists, and something different, something new every year.
All right, and tell me about your shoe game. It's on point. So is this your signature thing?
Well, my son, Javi, is really the sneakerhead. There we go. I'm trying to give you guys
now, what are those?
Look.
Are those
so these are the Air Force Ones.
There we go.
And no, his shoe closet is ridiculous. As a 50-year-old, he shouldn't have that amount of shoes. But he's the one who got me into this. And honestly, I stand up so much that I tell people it's really the result of old man feet. And fortunately, I'm in sports, and My wife hates it. She says, you know, dress like an adult. Jerica's always saying that, but my son Javi's my Sherpa in the sneaker game.
Yeah, well said. You got to look good to play good. Thanks for coming to the studio. Appreciate it.
Mark, thank you so much, and go Yotes.